Hello! Welcome to the first episode of From Russia with Love. My name is Slava and this is Stephanie.
Hello.
We are putting together our blog for documentary and sharing our unique journey of preparation our wedding from exactly opposite side of the world.
Exactly. So, as you all know, putting together a wedding in general is pretty hard and pretty stressful, let alone from the whole other side of the earth. So, what we're going to do is put together our blog so that we can share all of our experiences from planning a wedding in a different language for myself to the different wedding styles and even getting our American guests over to Kazakhstan and so many other topics. Currently, we're living in Arizona, and our wedding is going to be all the way over in Kazakhstan in just a few months. So it's going to be pretty crazy, so we want to share that with everyone.
So, sometime I will make our blog on Russian language because we will share information with Russian friends and family.
So, for our first episode, we would like to get started with the game.
Let's go!
Hey now, this is what dreams are made of. Hey now, this is what dreams are made of. I've got somewhere I belong. I've got somebody to love. This is what dreams are made of.
The game we'll be playing today will give you background into our story, our love story, how we met, how we became a couple, and kind of set the tone for the rest of the blog. So the game will work is that we will give you the story, let you know how that all came to be, how we became to be a couple, but the twist of it is that we will be giving our versions of the story at separate times. While one person is speaking, the other one will have headphones over their ears, listening to music, and can't hear what the other one is saying.
We have a set list, 3 or 4 questions, and I will be going first.
Okay, so like Slava mentioned, he'll be going first. I got my headphones already, don't feel like I can hear so much, so hope I'm not talking too loud. I got my music, I'm going to go ahead and hit play, and then Slava will take it away.
Stephanie, can you hear me? Good music? Alright, I think we can start. First, I want to say sorry about my English. It's not so perfect, but I really will try as best as I can. So, Stephanie gave me a list of questions, what she prepared for me, and first question is, what was your first impression? I very like these questions because my first I will say, when I saw first time Stephanie, it was in the dance studio. She was my student, and we worked on waltz. And as soon like I was like just first time in America, I don't know how system work here. I was very hard on the lesson. I tried to teach lots of details, lots of information, and she was a really hard worker. She do everything what I told her. I was so, and I see how it was hard for her, but she no cry. She was very motivated to do everything, and I very liked this in her, what she hard worker. Alright, second questions. Was it love at first sight? Interesting. Say like that. When I saw her first time, I was really motivated to be a good dance teacher, and I was so focusing about my work. But when I saw her time on already dance studio for the dance party, this time when we start speaking and just like when she started working, I'm sorry, of course, my English. When she will start speaking with me, it was just amazing. I was just like in love with her voice, how she speak, how she like her acting. Definitely, second time it was about love, me and her. Next questions. Tell your side of the story. From your first sight to the when you started dating. Alright, let's start from the beginning. It was middle of July 2014, and I'm first time in US and open the door and go first time to the studio. And I have first lesson, and first lesson it was Stephanie. I was not scared because like I already have a lot of practice, like I have already like a lot of experience about teaching, but it was something new because I don't know language, I don't know what they want from me, nobody explained me how to work, and how I was saying, I was very very hard on the lesson, and how Stephanie was very hard worker. Going to next, we was preparing for showcase and take more lessons, like taking more know each other, and then more we have lesson, we understand what we're more interested about each other, and I see that from her eyes. Oh my god, her eyes were just like wonderful, guys. And on the before showcase, on some dancing practice, on dance party, exactly on the middle of the floor in our dance school, I was coming like say, hey Steph, how you doing? Guess what? Can you please give me your phone number? And I can see her eyes. Her eyes was just like very very big, like no like quarter coins, like here it was like very big, very shocked. She was so stressed. I was not understanding what's going on, like why just kind of simple questions make your reaction like so afraid and so negative. Only couple months later, I was understanding, some people sharing with me, was I was not allowed to ask phone numbers of my students, and she was so afraid giving her numbers, not because she not wants, because it was exactly on the middle of the floor when we was dancing, and it was just so for me unexpected, like so for me, I never think about this. But she was sharing with me the phone number, even she was like trying to make me like go a little bit out and like to the table and everything, try hiding. It was like actually very funny. And we started a little bit texting. Just a little bit like 1-2 messages like how you doing, if you have a lesson today, like this. And we have our showcase and we was dancing a lot of dances. I was so proud of her about her job, how she was looking, everything was just like just perfect. And I was asking her, like we sitting together, it was like show time I think, we sitting together like, hey Steph, I have a question for you, what do you think being my girlfriend? She was kind of like red her cheek and like don't know what to answer, she just like was kind of laughing and like talk later. I was okay, understand. I was driving home, called her, and she like, Slava, I don't know, I have a school, I have some work, I don't have time, like I'm so busy, I understand you, everything, but I just want more talk with you. And like, I think it's not so much problem to see each other like 15-20 minutes per day, everything. But she was still so scared. But every day when we still see each other, she was more and more calm, and I can see how she was like already more easy to go some say like days or some visiting with me, like after work. She showed me like some restaurants where I can eat because like I'm done work late. And I was asked her try a couple times more, and she was not changing her opinion because she was so kind of stressed about her school, what she like need on job, what she have like her goals in her life, and like kind of have a boyfriend in this time in her life was not like something what she expect. But because we was a lot of time together, I try to be always kind of be around her, try like make some nice things for her, make some flowers and like some attention what she never had before. She was more and more nicer to me, and one day in summertime I asked her, Steph, really, enough, what you think? Maybe we really need try to be together like a couple. And what you think guys she say? She say, yes, I will like it. I was win.
So, what was your first impression? My first impression of Slava, I didn't know what country he was coming from, but I had already been at the dance studio for a couple years, and like I said, I didn't know where he was coming from exactly, I just knew it was Europe. So I was very excited, finally get to meet a European dancer. We all know they're super great, so I was very excited to meet him. And then it actually turned out to be his first lesson here in America. And it was the hardest thing that I've ever gone through as far as extracurricular activities go. He pushed me and expected so much of me, and I was like, who is this guy? He just got here, I don't know him, he's not really speaking the best English, and I feel like I've never danced in my life the way he is criticizing me right now. So my first impression of him was Wow, this is a Russian professional dancer. Yep, just very hard, no sympathy at all, straight to the point, cutthroat, everything that you would expect from a stereotypical Russian professional. So was it love at first sight? Not so much. For a very long time I was actually really scared of him. He's a lot more outgoing than I am, everything basically that I am not, and so it just kind of made me distance myself a little bit from him at first because I was like, I can't get critiqued every time I'm out on the dance floor. But he kept coming back, he never gave up, so it all worked out. So, sorry for any choppiness in the videos. His parents keep calling him because now they're 13 hours ahead of us. Now it's their middle of the day, so that's where that keeps coming from. So to pick back up my side of the story, like I mentioned, I was already at Arthur Murray Ballroom Dance Studio for about 2 years by the time he came. And then I started to get to know him there. Like I mentioned, I was pretty scared of him for a long while, and then we finally started dancing aside from that first lesson, just in the social dancing events that they had there. And then on like the second social dance I had with him, I elbowed him right in the face, like right in the eye, and he was the most dramatic thing you've ever seen, and rightfully so, but I just got even more scared after that, and I actually ended up crying in front of everybody because I felt so bad, and I didn't know what to do, and I was scared of him anyway, so that was a pretty intense like second dance of ours, but after he recovered, he came back, and we started taking more lessons and dancing more and more together. And then just one day he asked for my number right in the middle of the floor, and I thought he was the craziest man alive because at Arthur Murray you can't be in contact with students literally at all aside from work and in the studio. So for him to do that in front of everyone else, I was all paranoid. I was looking around, I was like, what are you doing? We're both going to get in trouble, like this can't happen. So that started the trail of no's that started to happen with him. And no. Finally, I broke down, gave him my number, we hung out a few times, just did a few things, went and had dinner and all this other normal stuff, did that, and then he started asking about us like becoming a couple, and I was like, no, that can't happen, we'll both get in trouble at the studio, no. Then we went to a competition together, danced a bunch of heats, had a great time. I mean, he's so much fun to dance with, honestly. He's the absolute best dancer that I know. I've never seen anyone have a skill like that. It's amazing. So to be able to dance with him is like being on a roller coaster. You just gotta hang in there and enjoy the ride, basically. And so we had that competition. Following that, a couple days after that, we met up after our time at the studio at McDonald's. Looking back at it now, it was like super sketchy. It was like 11 o'clock at night because he doesn't even get off until like after 10 from work. We're in the McDonald's parking lot and we're just talking about becoming a couple more, and he was like, please just give me a chance, and so I finally said yes. And the reason that I mostly just kept saying no is like I had never had a boyfriend before, so this was all new, and then to be breaking the rules, I never break the rules, and then he's foreign, so it was just a whole bunch of different things that I was like, I don't want to be a part of this at all, and then jumped right in. And it was honestly the best decision that I've ever made. I've learned so much more than I ever could have expected. I've gotten to see so much more than I ever could have expected. Anyways, to continue with this story, that's really how we became a couple. Yeah, it was just crazy. So for my favorite memory is actually before we became officially boyfriend and girlfriend, but we went to Denny's one night just to hang out, just to hang out. It was probably like his first week here in America, so we went out, and the only thing he ordered, he didn't order any food, the only thing he ordered was a strawberry milkshake and a root beer float. And I thought that was the absolute weirdest thing to order, basically 2 dessert drinks, no food, and that was it, and he thought that was normal. And then didn't even like the root beer float. So it was all just like really strange, but it was a really good sign for me. He's different than anybody else that I've ever known in my life, and he's not afraid to show it and doesn't care if he's different than anyone else. And so that was just one memory looking back that I really cherish and think is just hilarious and sums up him perfectly. So it's one of the best memories that I have from that time period.
This is my dream.